Okay, update on the latest developments in Frankfurt. So actually, in the moment, Mrs. May and her ministers are discussing in Downing Street the potential agreement draft on the transitional period with the European Union. It looks positive, but it's changing every day, so we don't believe too much in it. And anyhow, it will have an effect on Frankfurt, a positive effect. And altogether, Frankfurt has been ranked recently in the Global Financial Centers Index on the 10th, and coming from 20th rank, so it's quite good. So to give you an idea of which banks have already committed that they would transfer units to the European Union territory, on the right side you see Frankfurt with a couple of American and Asian banks, and let's say there are still rumors, that others are competing to Paris or to Dublin, but the most part for the moment committed for Frankfurt. Some of the banks are cited in several places clearly because they already confirmed that they will transfer not all units to one single place within the European Union. BaFin confirmed that they are negotiating with 30 market participants, and from the market participants it's already reported that the negotiations and applications at BaFin work quite well, and it's highly appreciated because BaFin has a very, let's say, open-minded conduct, and not was always said that they don't speak English. Okay, how is Frankfurt prepared for Brexit? Well, we founded last year already a Brexit task force, which contains for sure the Hessen Ministry of Economics, but also the Hessen Trade and Invest, Frankfurt Rhine-Main Region Marketing, Frankfurt Main Finance, the Association of Foreign Banks, Chamber of Commerce, and by the way, also Frankfurt Economic Development, where I stand for. Next point, there are always rumors that Frankfurt doesn't offer enough international schools or kindergartens. We made a survey together with our colleagues from the Regional Association of Rhine-Main Region, and we had 2 round tables with international school representatives in Frankfurt and the area, and we discovered that there are 53 international schools or schools offering at least bilingual programs. Residential towers. As you can see, this on the right side is an example which will be raised on Deutsche Bank territory, which is called the 4, because there are 4 high-rises. And this is, let's say, a certain solution because we still have a bottleneck in private apartments and housing. And with those residential towers, which are actually foreseen about 3,500 to 4,000 units, apartments, which will solve already at least for this clientele who might come over from UK. And also our experience is that in most cases bankers don't come immediately, so it will last a certain time. And also with the Immigration Office of Frankfurt, there is elaborated a fast-track solution in order if there come many applications. So, about the Frankfurt startup ecosystem, well, you see from Tech Quartier, from the Tech Observer, they make already not only marketing and containing some information about the startup scene, but also, let's say, statistics. You see some of the numbers already, and quite a range of variety of all the techs who are inside the community. So it's not only about FinTech. Frankfurt FinTech, the distribution, I think most of you know. And but the most important is that we have the infrastructure here with the DKIX and standing for this as a world largest internet hub for 6 terabit per second peer. There's a total investment of around about 350 million a year into the data centers, where we have already more than 20. So about 600,000 square meters already, and there's still demand, and it's difficult to cover up. TechQuad here, in the meantime, in comparison to last year, growing number of startups and corporate partners, 1.5 billion total funding, and they run also now a lot of programs and events, which are around about 150 a year. They elaborated a master plan. The funny thing is I asked them if they have an English version, and they said they still don't have. So the main pillars are talent activation, cooperation, then increasing of investment and marketing. A couple of those activities are already underway, so around about half of them. First results, the Future Venture Fund, who has been established this year from the state of Hesse, and it gives a 20% funding to, it's a 200 million euro funding per year, and so a 20% share by KfW and the state of Hesse. Their second point, plug-and-play cooperation of TechQuad here with one of the most remunerated and most established accelerators. The Startup Genome Report, who placed Frankfurt quite better this year than last year. There's a scale-up study of TechQuad here and Goethe University, and the Tech Observer has been established and giving more information and marketing. One of them is the AI initiative. I guess Mr. Al-Wazir already spoke about this morning, and which will be integrated also into the German artificial intelligence strategy, and there will be a summit in the beginning of December where further actions will be taken. Blockchain. Tomorrow is the blockchain summit in Frankfurt School, and Frankfurt School is quite busy in this topic with Philipp Sandner, who established then also their blockchain center this year, and try to combine scientific research, also training, entrepreneurship, and also the technology. And an interesting point also about security tokens. Yesterday there was a big discussed together with some of you who have been here concerning utility tokens regulation, and there might be a solution that because utility tokens do not really offer some information or contribution to the company, so it might be a solution. Cryptocurrency, I found this graph quite interesting because it still shows that the energy demand for creating cryptocurrency is still very high, and concerning to, let's say, established system, but which is quite interesting if you compare, for instance, Ripple or Nano with Bitcoin, and if we look also at the topic of climate, global climate, it is still a question if cryptocurrency has this potential if they don't reduce the energy demand. ICOs in Frankfurt, there have been 2 this year, 2 very successful of SafeTrade in beginning of this year. Later on there was a little bit this let's say faked scam exit, which was reported as a very, not say very useful marketing action, but still from the technical solutions they have, there might be the possibility they get the turnaround. The second one, quite interesting model as a sophisticated ICO platform, is from Helix Orange, from Oliver, and who had also their pre-sales in summer. In the moment, the main sale is not yet defined, and also at the moment, the situation is of the market and perception of ICO is not the best at the moment, so we have to wait and see. And also, the city of Frankfurt still has to make some efforts. I'm always asking to getting more funds and more capacities, and it's also that the city itself has to invest more into this really growing and prospecting startup ecosystem. That's it. Thank you.